Hello, got Sierra Nevada's non-alcoholic beer here. This is Trail Pass Golden. The store I was at only had the Golden and not the IPA, and just got it. Kind of weird. Did they run out of it? Did they forget to order the IPA? I don't know. I wanted the IPA, but I'll take what I can get because Sierra Nevada's never done a non-alcoholic beer before this year. Well, I guess this was canned a little over 2 months ago for some reason. Just getting here. Really annoying. It's 95 calories, 19 carbohydrates. And on the website it said it uses Centennial, Cascade, Bravo hops, so sort of old-fashioned Sierra Nevada hoppy beer hops. But they just call it Golden, so we'll see what it actually is like. And I noticed that we're very pale. But for some reason, I just feel like Sierra Nevada is going to do a good job of it. It's going to make it taste very beery. We'll see. And that's a very nice head. Just wish I could have gotten the IPA. I'll get the IPA soon, I'm sure. I'll try to get it before it's old. Yeah, very clear, very golden, very pale. And a pretty nice looking head. Bubbles are popping a little bit fast, but this glass is it's just slightly dirty on the bottom, just a few bubbles stick in there. And it's more like when that happens, it's because there's just some kind of greasy type thing. Just a teeny bit of some sort of thing on the bottom that creates those bubbles. I even scrubbed it with a microfiber sponge just now and I still didn't get it up. But it looks like a very, very real beer. It looks like a Pilsner, I guess, in the glass like that. Do we have any particulates? Some very tiny particulates, but you can't really see on camera. It does have that slight barley malt extract thing. Yeah, it's definitely in there. But the hops might be just a little bit more potent. But yeah, I guess it kind of smells like a non-alcoholic beer. Got some nice body. But it's just amazing how taking the alcohol out of these beers just makes them all so similar in a strong way. Just that the malt flavor just really seems like it's unfermented. Even though it is, I'm quite sure that 99% of all of the non-alcoholic beers are fully brewed beers, and they take the alcohol out, and then it tastes like it's got unfermented barley in it. Or maybe I guess it does. It has the barley in there has that malt stuff in there that was not fermented. These sort of unfermentable sugars and stuff. When they take the alcohol out, and it's kind of those come out more. I don't know. This is kind of the final frontier for craft beer, where we don't really know what's going on exactly. How to make it taste. I don't quite understand it fully. I've only listened to one nerdy podcast about it, and I need to re-listen to it. But what I got from it basically is that all the methods where you're trying to make a beer that just doesn't create much of alcohol at all, those are all not very good, because you want that fully fermented characteristic and you want the yeast character. And the best way to do it is to do that and then somehow gently remove the alcohol, which are complicated processes, and I think it's expensive, and that's kind of maybe one reason why these beers aren't super duper cheap, unless you get Penn's Best NA. It used to be 50 cents a can for that. And where is this made? I wonder, is it made in California? Does it even say? It just says Chico. It says Chico and Mills River. Mills River is their other brewery in North Carolina. So I don't know where this can was made. Interesting. It's very drinkable, but is it any better than Athletics Golden? That one I think is more like a Pilsner. This is going from more of like an extra pale ale. It's low on the IBUs. It's 15, so it's not very bitter. But it's definitely, the American hop flavor is in there with just a slight hint of that barley flavor, and then like a teeny touch of like Honey Nut Cheerios. I do like that it's higher calorie. Definitely gives you a little bit more body and makes it a fuller malt flavor rather than just like tea, like sort of a barley sweetener kind of, as if you made a hop tea and then you just put a teaspoon of barley malt syrup. That's what a lot of non-alcoholic beers are, especially the ones that are lower calorie. This one has more body. It's closer to like a beer-like feel. The finish is pretty clean and dry. Yeah, it's kind of nutty in the finish, that malt flavor. It almost tastes malty grain, even though it's not. It's very, I can tell, yeah, it's barley. Maybe they use some other grains, but I'm not getting much of that. Would I recommend it? I mean, a lot of these are very similar, I would say. But it's probably better than a bunch of... For me, if you want something that's actually beer-like, try to get it fresh if you can, and get it ones that have higher calories. This is 95 calories. And it actually says there's 1 gram of fat. I kind of doubt that. It is quite drinkable, though. I've drank almost half of it. I'd say the flavor, especially the malt flavor, just doesn't quite match it with the beer, but that just is how it works. But the feel and the finish is pretty beer-like. So, 3.75.